Hi, thanks for joining us today on what is episode 13 of MotorSurf TV series, which is now our podcast on Spotify and all other platforms. Today, I'm very pleased and excited to introduce Ajmal Mushtaq, who has come all the way from Scotland, who we are very happy to have on and feel very privileged to be with today. Ajmal is a leading authority in the business sector. He writes for many of the UK's leading trade magazines and is a regular feature on television and news for his expert views. He was previously the director of the biggest takeaway operation in Britain, where he was featured on BBC Two's Best of British Takeaways, BBC One, ITV and Channel 4. Ajmal is now the CEO of Boss Pizza, a new and small pizza brand with big national growth plans. Previously, he was a management consultant for 10 years at Accenture, the largest management consultancy in the world. He worked on delivering multi-million-pound business improvement projects for FTSE 100 companies. He has 3 degrees from the University of Glasgow, a Bachelor of Laws, Masters in Corporate Finance, and also a Masters in Management Accounting. Ajmal is a well-educated and well-seasoned businessman with lots of experience, so this episode definitely packs a punch and will contain lots of valuable lessons and information. So please join me in welcoming Ajmal to MotorSurf UK. Thank you so much, Ajmal, for coming down.
Pleasure.
You must have been a long trip down.
6 hours,
6 hours.
but worth it.
Yeah, and especially driving your yacht of a vehicle, it must have been very comfortable.
Very comfortable indeed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you get to drive it much, or is it good to get it out and get the legs stretched?
I do drive it quite often.
Yeah.
Yeah. But very rarely do I get a long drive out of it. So a trip to Birmingham has been good.
Yeah, fantastic. Are you doing a lot of mileage nowadays with your current business, I bet?
I'm doing more and more mileage on a monthly basis. Yes.
Excellent.
Yeah.
So I did the intro. I did it as best as I could. That's from the information that I found about you, and obviously from meeting you before and speaking to you before. But is there anything that I missed out? Anything that you'd like to say about yourself? About anything about your work experience or anything?
No, I think it was spot on.
Yeah, fantastic. Yeah. So my research was all good.
Yeah.
And well, I have to say, all your stuff that's written on LinkedIn and all the other profiles is very good. So absolutely spot on. Fantastic. So you're obviously, from your bio, you're very well educated in business and other so law and all your master's degrees, and you've been in a corporate background, and now you've been in the private business arena. So what gives you the passion for business? How did it all start?
I think I'm just a business geek. And looking back at my life, I've always read the business section of the newspapers when I was a teenager, and I've always been fascinated about business. Like, why do some businesses make more money? What do you need to do? What is the magic formula for business? And I've really been sort of doing a deep dive into that from my teenage years. So I think overall I'm just a business geek. And we're on this podcast for 45 minutes. I could be on this podcast talking about business for 10 hours, 12 hours, 24 hours. So I just love business.
Fantastic. And was that leads you just naturally to? Was it something around you? Was it your family? Did you have someone in business that
I think my
you?
parents were in business. They had a restaurant and then they had a shop. And like many immigrant children, the generation from Pakistan, India, they came over. It was shops, takeaways, restaurants. So naturally, we were brought up in an environment where the parents saved up money, took the risk, put it all into business, and then worked 7 days a week, day and night, to make ends meet, to better their lives and the lives of their children. So I was brought up looking at that and experiencing that. So for me, working in business just seemed a natural step for me, because I'd been in and around business my whole life. Yeah,
fantastic. But then you actually took, cause obviously you're very well educated. You got your degrees and everything. You went quite deep into the education, and then you went into corporate life.
Yep.
So was it Accenture? Were you there for the whole kind of 10 years? Was it
just under 10 years. So went to university, studied law, and then in second year I realised that the money in management consultancy is much better than in law.
Yeah.
So I did a master's degree, and then I did another master's degree, got a job with Accenture, moved to London, worked there for the best part of a decade, and that was fantastic. Jet set lifestyle, travel all over Europe, traveled to America 5 times, lived in the best hotels, ate at the best restaurants, 6 weeks holiday a year, multiple holidays a year. It was just fantastic. It was a great lifestyle.
Yeah. What caused you to switch? What did you then move back to Scotland after that?
There was a burning desire inside me to run my own business.
Really?
And I knew that I had much more fuel in the tank. I could deliver much more, but you're always restrained or constrained when you're working in a big corporate environment. So I decided to leave and run my own business, and I never looked back. So,
wow.
Yeah.
That's a big shift, because obviously you went from, like, your parents obviously ran SMEs,
Yeah.
and then usually a lot of people, like myself, I got sucked into like my family business,
Yeah.
basically, because my parents ran their own businesses. But you actually went corporate,
Yeah.
so you spent your 10 years,
Yeah.
you learned a lot.
Yeah.
Did you feel, as a, like you mentioned, is big corporate,
Yeah.
a little cog in a big machine?
You are a little cog in a big machine. And I know the companies do their very best to make you feel empowered and make you feel part of the system and part of the team, and what you do is very important. But in the grand scheme of things, I think I just had this burning desire to run my own business.
And do your own thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought I was a great consultant. I thought I was great at business. And it's okay to think you're great at business in the safety confines of a big environment, a big corporate environment,
Yeah, of course.
where you've got 1,000 safety nets. The
Yeah.
true test of an entrepreneur is when you go out there in the world, you're walking the tightrope of entrepreneurship, and there's no safety net underneath you. That's the test of an entrepreneur.
That's really well put, and it's so true. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
No, obviously we live it and breathe it.
Yeah, every day.
Yeah.
We've not fallen
Every
off
day,
yet.
Yeah, not yet. I had a few wobbles along the way, but
Many wobbles.
we got good at wobbling and
Yeah.
getting back balanced. But so you went from the corporate lifestyle, obviously, back up to Scotland.
Yep.
Were you married when you were at Accenture?
Yeah, I
did you
got
have family
married
then?
while I was working, yeah.
Ah, fantastic. So you married at that point, and then did you have your family after Accenture, or was
Children came after when I moved back to
it?
Scotland.
Okay, fantastic. Do you think that was one of the driving factors for moving back, kind of?
Yeah.
Was it back to your hometown?
Back to my hometown, yeah.
Yeah.
My dad was struggling. He was nearly 70 at the time, and he still had this little restaurant. It was a 30-seater restaurant in Hamilton. And he would be on the phone to me, "Oh, I'm struggling, I can't do this anymore." And then at the same time, I was thinking, I'd quite like to run my own business. I'd quite like to get involved in the business. So moved back to Scotland, took over my dad's restaurant, bought him out, and then I completely transformed the bit. I gutted it out. It was bare walls, everything, the staff, the systems, the food, everything had to go, and we brought in a brand new way of working. And then that's how I built the business.
How did that go down with your dad?
He was totally fine with it.
Because he knew what you were doing.
Yeah, my
obviously.
my dad knows that it's time for out with the old and in with the new.
I was going to say the
Yeah,
same thing.
yeah,
So he was like on the same way.
And I made a very clear point of buying my dad out, because I didn't want to join the business and then I'm clashing with my dad and my brother's there and other family members. It had to be a very clean break. I am buying the business and I'm going to do things my own way. And my dad was totally supportive, because my dad recognises he's nearly 70. Times are changing. It's all about technology. It's all about social media. It's all about systems, processes, all of these things. And my dad was nearly 70 at the time. So
You want to put your feet up a bit.
Yeah.
Let you carry on, crack on. So.
Yeah.
Brilliant. So when you got, so was that what you turned into Mushtaqs of Hamilton?
Yeah. So it was called the Taj Mahal. Really old sort of 90s style restaurant.
That's such a good name. It's like such a traditional.
When you can't think of a restaurant, call it the Taj Mahal. It was a 30-seater restaurant, tiny. And then from there, I just implemented traditional sort of Indian food, the way my mum used to cook back in the 70s, and just simplified the menu and sprinkled all my consultancy magic onto the business. And from there, we started to grow it slowly. And then after 18 months, the business just boomed.
Yeah.
And then within 4 years, I had built the biggest takeaway kitchen in Britain, and that was just phenomenal. So I really grew the business very fast.
So it was all takeaway. So was it like the early concept of like, what do they call them, dark kitchen?
Yeah, dark kitchen.
Yeah. So you were kind of
just
churning out the food.
Way ahead of the game.
Yeah, because what year is this?
That was 2000. I planned the dark kitchen or the mega kitchen in 2010. I mean, Just Eat was tiny at the time. Uber Eats, Deliveroo weren't even born at the time. So I was in terms of takeaway, I could just see that the future of this industry lies in takeaway. People want convenience. People want their food delivered fast, hot, fresh, at a good price to their house. So I knew that back in 2009-10, and I just implemented the systems and rolled it out.
Wow, fantastic! And it just obviously it boomed. Obviously, people wanted to take away curries.
Yeah, and you've seen the size of the takeaway kitchen.
Yeah, I have. Yeah,
55, 60 people working in that kitchen, churning out one meal every 15 seconds. Average order value was about £30 back in 2010.
Wow.
No, we weren't cheap. It was expensive food, and the volumes were very high as well.
Did you run your own delivery network? Was it your own vehicles?
It was our own drivers, yes.
Wow. Yeah. So you
back then you never had Just Eat drivers.
So you didn't have the motorbikes, you didn't have this and that. Yeah, the guys with their bags running around. Yeah. Excellent. So you implemented that, so you're well ahead of the curve on that. And obviously, it just flourished and boomed. Then what was the eventuality of that? You sold that company now, haven't you?
Grew it, sold it, and now I'm focused. And I had a number of other businesses, and I've just sold absolutely everything in the last year, 2 years, and I'm now just focused purely on building Boss Pizza. So we've developed the Boss Pizza concept, and now I'm just focused on rolling that out across the UK. So we're tiny at the moment, but we've got big growth plans. We aim to have a Boss Pizza in every major city in the UK within the next 1 year, 18 months.
Wow, fantastic. So you heard it here first, so watch out for these branches popping up near you soon. So with the way that's developed, so with Mushtaqs, who did that sell to? You just sold it to another company, someone?
Put it on the market, sold it within 6 days.
Who took it? Was it another?
It was another experienced restaurant group from Edinburgh.
Excellent. So that's kind of like wrapped up in itself now, and they're kind of utilising it.
That's off now, and now my focus is on Boss Pizza.
Excellent. So you've just kind of done a full reset again. Yeah. So just clear the decks.
Clear the decks.
Yeah.
Everything away from my desk, and I've got moved into a new office, much bigger office, with the aim of growing Boss Pizza into a national chain. So we've been busy the last 2.5, 3 years just building a solid foundation. Yeah. And the one thing you should never do in business is be seduced by other people's opinions or persuaded. In the last 3 years, I've just focused on my business, building my foundation for the business, and I'm not interested in impressing other people. Oh, look, we've got 10 branches, 20 branches, 30 branches. Forget that. Let's just focus on building a solid foundation. And then when we do ramp up 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, even up to 100, we've got a solid foundation.
And it'll last.
And it'll last, yeah.
So, it won't be flash in the pan. It'll be solid, as you said. So, fantastic. So, going from, did you find the transition, because obviously you were raised in an SME environment, then you went to corporate, then you came back to Mushtaqs. Did you have, obviously your family situation was sorted out, so you got the family politics all bang on. When you started working with the chefs and the SME, when you put your SME hat on and you started building up Mushtaqs, was that a hard transition?
Yeah, because I'm working in the corporate environment. Everyone is well paid, they're professional, they've got career path. If you ask something to get done, it gets done to a very high standard. And then you come back into the sort of the restaurant or takeaway space.
Plodding.
It was a bit of a culture shock. But then I made it professional. I got rid of all of the old staff, the old ways of working. Anyone that was working against me, just got rid of them. A number of toxic people, just got rid of them straight away. I'm here to build a big business. I've sacrificed a lot. I've spent all my savings. My wife has given up her job. I've given up my job. I'm not taking any shit from anyone. So if you're in the way or if you're working against me, you are out the door. You have to be that ruthless in business. Because I could not afford to take on that risk and then have people working against me or being toxic or undermining what I'm doing. Wasn't going to happen.
Yeah. Not taking any nonsense then.
Not at all.
A steamroller over them.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, fantastic. So you got that banged on, and obviously sold it successfully and exited that business.
Yep.
So Boss Pizza, you're growing it,
Yep.
multiple chains. What's the kind of rollout at the moment? You've got
So
quite
we've
a
got
few
two
on the road, haven't
opens
you?
now. So I'm just about built the solid foundation. That's taken 3 years.
Yeah,
We've got 2 open, we've got 6 in build, and then we've got another 60 in the pipeline.
fantastic. So rolling out pretty quickly then.
We will be, yeah.
Yeah, fantastic. So once you've done this, what's your ultimate objective? Is it to take over the kind of pizza market? What?
The aim is one store at a time. We're in no rush to impress anyone. We want to impress our franchisees, we want to impress our customers, and we want to impress our investors. That's the game that we're playing. So not really interested in sort of vanity metrics of how many shops we want, but we want to be a substantial operator in the UK. That's the plan.
Fantastic. And then with your actual, because obviously it's a congested space,
Yep.
it's a very competitive market. Obviously you're very experienced within the catering market, you're very well kind of experienced for that. What differentiates Boss from other brands, like the other pizza brands?
Any business, I think you can if you just do every single thing better than your competition, you can win the day. It really is as simple as that. That's how I won the day with Mushtaqs. We were just, if you list 100 things in our business, compare it to the 100 things the competition do, just do things in your business just better across the board on every single point. That's how you set yourself apart. And I do say this thing, unique selling point is bullshit. You know, we're taught in business, what's your unique selling point? What's your unique selling point? Put me in a room with marketing experts and I will challenge them all day long that unique selling point is bullshit. It doesn't exist. It only exists for inventors or if you bring a brand new product to the market. What do you do here? You sell cars?
Sell cars, service cars.
What differentiates yourself from the 1,000 other companies in the UK?
It's a professionalism and service level.
Yeah, everyone else can claim that. Yeah,
that's it.
And it's the same in the food business. Like I claim, I sell proper Indian food or I sell pizzas. There's 1,000 other people that can claim exactly the same thing.
Yeah.
But where you win at consumer level. You win based on the amount of cash that you get in the till at the end of the night. So what we're doing with Boss Pizza, we're taking the battle to the consumers. We're trying to win in the hearts and minds of consumers. They eat the pizza and they think, well, wait a minute, this is 40% bigger than Domino's and it's 50% cheaper. Why would I ever go back to Domino's? That's where we're winning.
Yeah, the actual food.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In the hearts and minds of the consumer.
Yeah.
At that level.
Definitely. So you bring a lot more value.
Yeah.
And I can see your management consultancy coming into play there,
right.
breaking up the processes. You can see your mind ticking.
It's scientific, it's mathematical.
Yeah. So each area, then you just break down the process and you just improve every aspect of that process. Yeah, fantastic. Because it's really similar to what we've done in the service game, really, because we've looked at what the competition are doing, what people's qualms are, and then try to address those and try to help them to get. Most of it's based on cost, but with main dealers, with everything. No, fantastic. So when you, obviously you're married, how many kids have you got?
Two.
2 children.
One 14-year-old son and an 8-year-old daughter.
Wow, so they're still quite young.
Yeah.
How have they kind of, like your wife and your children, do you think it's important to have family support when you're in business?
Oh yeah, my wife was very, very supportive. I started my business and I had my son 6 months after we started the business. I never saw my son for 6 years. I never had dinner with my wife for the first 6 years of our business. She was incredibly supportive. And anyone in any endeavour, if you want to stand in the podium with a gold medal around your neck, you have to make the sacrifice. There is no other option.
Exactly. Because people don't see the hours, they don't see the sacrifice that you make on that level. They see the trappings around you, they see everything else, the rewards at the end of it.
They don't see the sacrifice.
Yeah.
For 6 years.
Wow.
Yeah, never saw my son. And people say, well, you've missed out on a huge part of it. Absolutely not. Do I regret it? Absolutely not. Because since that day, I have never, ever had to worry about money, spending time with a family. I can now spend all day, every day at home, and sometimes I spend so much time at home that the family get annoyed with me.
Kick you out.
Exactly.
Just go to work.
And I've got a daughter now as well,
Yeah.
and I just spend the maximum amount of time with both my son and daughter. So yes, I made the sacrifice up front, but now I've freed up my time, and hopefully that remains like that for the rest of my days.
Yeah, fantastic. That's excellent. I agree with everything you've said. They're my family, and I'm very fortunate as well. I've got a very supportive wife and kids as well.
Yeah.
So, no, it's brilliant. And I feel it is a massive thing.
Yeah.
So, you've been a lawyer, then a management consultant, or
I studied
qualified
law,
lawyer. Yeah,
studied
yeah.
law, but I
Studied lawyer.
didn't practice as a lawyer.
Yeah, you didn't become a lawyer.
Yeah.
And then you've been a management consultant,
Yeah.
curry boss,
Yep.
now a pizza boss.
Yep.
What drives you?
I think that's a very good question. And the answer goes back to my childhood. I think, see, when you're brought up with nothing,
Yeah.
that gives you the hunger. So I was born in 1975. I'm going to be 50 in January. So born in 1975, 50 years old. Back in the 70s, it was a different world. There was no toys. There was no branded clothes. There was no games. There was no computers. There was no holidays. There was nothing. You know, we had like one tricycle. My brother had a tricycle that four of us used to share. You know, life was hard in those days, in the sort of late 70s, early 80s. And then on top of that, you weren't allowed out. There was so much racism. You'd go out, you'd get, you know, racist abuse openly. So it was a tough place. So you're brought up with nothing, and we were just sitting in class looking over at all other kids, and they've all got the nice clothes, they've got the fancy, lots of snacks at playtime.
Shoes,
we've got nothing. I suppose when you're brought up with nothing, that does give you the hunger.
Yeah, fantastic.
But I never criticised my parents. My parents worked very, very hard to the best of their abilities to provide what they could for us. Remember, our parents, that generation, they weren't working for us. They had to work. They had to support their own families back home. They had to then bring other family members into this country, support them as well, and look after their own families, all on a very small wage. So I never blame my kids. I never blame my parents at all. I think they did fantastic.
Yeah, they had a lot of commitments.
They came from a completely different world to us. Yeah.
And then they entered a completely different world when they came here. It's like, what the hell?
Yeah,
And it's like all the racism, as you said. We've all got the stories from our parents.
Yeah,
It was very difficult for them back then.
Yeah.
So with your business in Hamilton, I heard somewhere that you kind of fell into property. You ended up buying pretty much the whole street, was it? Yeah, or the whole row of shops. Yeah,
so I've got quite a lot of property now, and that was accidental. The next door property came up for sale. I thought, okay, buy that. Then the next one came up, buy that. And then the next one came up that had 60 car park spaces. Oh, okay, buy that. And then just the business was doing very well, and there's nowhere else to put money. One of the safest places to put money is in property. So what I would do is, the business is doing well, all the profits would just then get bought. All the profits would then just get put into buying properties, and I would just buy neighbouring properties in that area. And I've just accumulated a decent sized portfolio now.
Yeah. Do you see it as like a bit of a pension?
Yeah. I don't
So
actually have a pension.
Have you not? It says,
but the property is my pension.
Yeah, the property is a pension.
And the reason I put money in property is I don't believe in stocks and shares. I don't believe in pension. I don't believe in crypto. I don't believe in NFTs. I believe in putting your money where it's safe. And for me, the safest place is in the bank or in property.
Brilliant. So you like the bricks and mortar?
Yeah.
So you can see it?
Yeah.
Well, the properties always go up in value, don't they, historically, so.
And even if the property market crashes, it's only going to crash for 1-2 years and it bounces back.
That's it. Whereas you lose your pension in a new fancy PLC company that they've invested in, it's gone, isn't it?
Or even all these companies we've heard of, like, I don't know, like British Home Stores. There's been a number of high-profile companies where the pension pot has collapsed. Imagine working your whole life, looking forward to your pension, and then you realise it's gone. I mean, that's a crime. I mean, that's a tragedy.
Yeah.
So I control 100% of my money. No one gets to touch it.
Yeah, that's a good approach. Fantastic. So, with your business journey so far, you could have stopped after the Hamilton, like Mushtaq Hamilton, and you could have sat on your property.
Yeah.
So what's driving you for the next step?
I think that inherent drive is in me, and I just want to achieve something much bigger. I think I've got the business skills, the acumen, I've got the passion, I've got the drive, and I've still got youth on my side. I'm 50 years old. I've still got the next 10 years ahead of me, you know, full speed ahead. I just want to achieve I want to grow a big, substantial business. It's almost just to test the market, test my own business skills, and just to create a business where everyone wins.
Yeah.
I want the franchisees to win, I want the customers to win, and I want the business to win. And where a lot of businesses are failing, one party is getting too greedy. So, for example, there's a number of high-profile franchise businesses. They're failing at the moment because they're charging the franchisees royalties that are excessive, right?
Yeah.
And then they're charging their customers really high prices. So they're not happy, the franchisees aren't happy. Over here, the company's happy, they're making lots of profit, but that's only short term because the franchisees end up failing. I want to create a business where everyone wins, the customer, the franchisee, and the business.
Yeah, brilliant. So really, because it's become more of a sport for you, hasn't it?
Business is a bit of a game.
Yeah.
And the key thing about business is, no one discusses this. There is no correct answer in business. That's why we can't go and do a business degree, open up a business and be a success.
Yeah.
The reason we can't do that is there is no one right answer. So let me ask you a question, Cameron. Is it easier to sell a £1,000 product to 10 people, or is it easier to sell a £10,000 product to one person?
I'd say the £10,000 product to one person.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
But it's harder to find one person that's going to fork out 10,000. There is no right answer. And these are the business decisions that we're faced with every single day. We're faced with a business decision, but there's no right answer. Here's another one, right? You've got a big pot of marketing spend, right? Do you apply it to area one where it's a healthy market and you're already getting a lot of customers? Or do you apply it to area two where you've got no customers?
Being kind of, entrepreneur, I'd go for area two.
Area two where there's no customers?
Yeah.
Well, I've actually done that.
Yeah.
I've actually spent so much money targeting an area that we didn't have many customers, and it made no difference. They're not spending. So again, these are the questions that every business owner is faced with on a daily basis. And the challenge is there is no one clear-cut answer. So business, it is a bit of a game, and you've just got to play it to find what works for you.
Yeah, and it's true, isn't it? You get two, like the Adidas and Puma story.
Yeah.
Both brothers.
Yeah.
And Adidas, absolutely. They're two brothers, same background, same learning, same understandings from their father. Adidas absolutely spanked Puma. Yeah. And it still does. Yeah. And how? Yeah. One brother's better than the other one. Yeah. And playing the game, playing the sport. So you're absolutely correct. There is a lot to it. So through your career, through everything that you've kind of done, how important, have you had mentors, advisors, role models kind of thing?
No.
Really?
I just do my own thing. I've not really had like any formal mentorship. I think, listen, I am in this business because I enjoy it. I love businesses. I could sit here and talk about business all day long. It's a bit like being, right now in the UK, there is a 16-year-old in his bedroom on the computer, and his brain is wired, and he can work this computer to hack into NASA, right? Yeah. Put me in the same computer, give me 1,000 computing degrees, and I still won't be able to do that. Yeah. That's how my brain is wired from a business point of view. I just love business, and I just see it. I can see the path. I can see exactly what needs to be done. So the answer is no. I've not had any mentorship. I've not had any mentorship. Yes, I've spoken to people and got some opinions here and there, but I've not had any sort of formal mentorship.
Do you think your career path, like being a management consultant, seeing so many businesses, seeing so many large businesses, successful businesses, so you've kind of seen the roadmap?
I've lived and breathed it from a young age. I saw my parents sacrifice, and one of the key things for business success is sacrifice. And when I was a little boy, I saw my parents work 7 days a week. So I was just brought up with that normality. If you want success, sacrifice is a natural part of that. So I didn't have to be taught that. I lived and breathed it by not seeing my dad for like, days on end. I would see him maybe a few hours a week, So although I never had any formal mentorship, I've lived and breathed in the environment and learnt from that.
Yeah. Consciously and subconsciously.
Yeah.
Throughout, yeah.
And then when I was in Accenture, you learn about professionalism, systems, processes, discipline, training, people management. You learn all the sort of softly stuff as well as all the hard technical stuff, and how to build a culture in a business and how to implement it and make it work for your people.
Yeah, brilliant. So nowadays, like with the new company setup, what's your team consist of now? Have you got?
So I've got a top team of 8 people, and they are responsible for their function, which is sales, shop openings, shop support, social media, creating TikToks. That's a big part of the business as well.
Yeah.
So I've got a top team that's responsible for their own business units.
Yeah, fantastic. And that was going to be the next question, really. As a business leader, as a business owner, do you have difficulty delegating? Or are you a bit of an obsessive? Do you have to do everything?
In the early part of my career, yes, I was very obsessive. And you have to be. If you have sacrificed everything, you've got to have things done your way. Then what I did is learn what needs to be learnt, worked hard in the business. Then I would take one part of the business, wrap a system around it, wrap some training around it, then offload that to someone else. Then I would move on to the next part of the business, and then really learn the ropes there, and then system, training, professionalise, and then put someone in that place. So just over a period of time, I managed to systemise the whole business so I could extract myself from the business. And that's exactly what I've done now, for the new business, for Boss Pizza. So I'm not actually working like hands-on, doing the sales or doing the TikToks. And then on top of that, we've actually got an amazing partnership team. I've got 8 of the best partners that I could find in the country. They're working with us in the Boss Pizza project.
Brilliant. And that was, you touched upon it a minute ago, but social media for your new business venture, how important, for people out there? There's a lot of people still saying, I don't do social media, I don't do Facebook, I don't do this stuff. How important is it?
Very, very, very important. If you're not on short-form content, if you're not on social media, you are leaving big money on the table.
Yeah.
We get 30 franchise inquiries a week from TikTok alone.
Wow.
Yeah. I'm putting out TikToks. I'm not selling franchises in TikTok. I'm hardly talking about Boss Pizza on TikTok. I'm out there just delivering great business value to the consumers, and then we're getting millions of views. I've had over 80 million views, and then people are thinking, you know what? I like the sound of this guy. I want to do business with him. And then they send in the franchise inquiry. And then we're signing up franchises, left, right, and centre now.
Fantastic. So with your own kids, obviously you're running a business, you've got your staff, you've got your management teams, etc. So you're used to leading people, you're used to kind of guiding people and helping them in their careers. How are you approaching your kids? What would you like them to do in the future?
I think my kids should go to university. I would like them to go and work in the corporate environment for at least 5, 6, 7 years.
Really?
Then after that, they can do what they want. I think as a parent, I can fulfill my duties in terms of making sure they're well educated and they're on the right path in a corporate job. And then after that, whatever they want to do, I'm happy.
Yeah. Would you be happy if they wanted to join you in whatever venture you got going at that time?
That would be good. I'm going to retire at 60.
So you're ready to hand over that baton?
Yeah, I'm 50 now. I've got 10 more years, and I'm going to stop at 60.
That's it. Yeah, you're out. Yeah, fantastic. So if your kids can get there quick enough and they're capable, brilliant. Okay. How old did you say? One's 14?
14, and my daughter is 8.
Just about. Get through uni, get a couple of years in, and then come and take the baton off you.
Yeah.
Fantastic. So you're not pushing them to do, because I know a lot of people that are in business and they kind of regret their path because it's been hard, it's been a hard life, and they want their kid to become a doctor, want to become a dentist. The grass is greener on that side. Kind of go and do that and then have an easy life, and then the grass is greener wherever you water it, isn't it?
Exactly. Yeah.
So you don't want to do that. You're not pushing them into any vocation.
No, I think they will get into university. I'll make sure of that. And then I'd ideally want them to do like a top tier course like law or engineering or medicine, dentistry. So it's, something along those lines. A profession where you get a decent wage. If they turn around and say, I want to do arts with music, that might be a moot point. But yeah, I think get them off to university and get them into a decent job. Help them get into a decent job and then take it from there.
Brilliant. So with your staff right now, how are you finding the market? Do you have trouble recruiting and retaining the right people?
No, I think the staff, if you pay them well, you incentivise them well, you give them challenging work, you show them a career path ahead, these are the basic fundamentals for them wanting to stay, and that's what I focus on.
With the actual restaurants themselves, and because obviously you so far we spoke about your team, like the professionals, like each independent department leader kind of thing, the area like leader. What about the actual stores themselves, like the actual pizza shop, the actual kind of for the franchisee, the workers?
Yeah, so even like the stores that we've got, the staff attrition in our business is fairly low. And again, it goes back down to you treat them exactly the same. Good pay, challenging work. There's a career path ahead of them, and then there's a scope to move up the ladder as well. So that's key. Exactly the same principles for the guys in the shops. Yeah,
brilliant. So are you retaining any restaurants yourselves, or is it all 100% franchise?
We've got one corporate store, and then the rest are just going to be franchising.
Okay, so you're going full franchise route. Yeah, brilliant. So you're looking to retire in 10 years?
Yeah.
Is that going to be a full reset, sellout?
Yeah, I think I'm going to 10 years, grow the business as much as I can, then that's it.
And what are your plans then?
Just retire, just chill out, do nothing.
Yeah, figure it out when you get to it, yeah?
Yeah.
So with your eye for business and like your management, obviously all the experience that you've got with all the other businesses and not just in the food, what's your kind of key points of a good business? Yeah, if someone looking for a business, looking for a franchise or looking to start something on their own, what would you say should be their kind of KPIs, the key points?
The number one thing for business success is you've got to focus on having a great product. That's the starting point. There's no point working on the website, having a fancy office or a fancy shop if your product's not right. So get the product right and then wrap it with a really good value and then deliver it with a great service. That's product, value, service.
Okay. And where would you say profit comes into that mix?
Okay, so that's the fundamentals. Then obviously you've got to, so that's a really good question. So then you've got to put in all of the other sort of metrics around business. And profit, here's the great thing about profit is too many businesses, in my opinion, get too greedy. They overcharge their customers. The customers might pay once, twice. Yeah. The way I won in business, I actually kept my profit margins at 7% net in my previous business. Wow. I was happy with 7% because 7% gave me an okay profit margin, but it was very good value for the customers, and they would just constantly repeat. Every week we would have the customer spending 30, 40 pounds with us.
Yeah.
Now, I could have charged them much more. I could have charged them double. They might have bought once every 6 months. Yeah. But my focus is profit margin should be such where you make a profit, but you really add true value to the consumer. That's where you win.
Brilliant. So it's lifetime value.
Yeah.
Over.
Oh, right. Okay. I'm glad you said that.
Yeah.
In our team meetings, we were hell-bent on focusing on the LRPC of the customer, which is the lifetime revenue per customer. Yeah. Lifetime revenue per customer. So we're not looking at the customer walking in, he's not spending £30. Over a period of 3 years, we worked out he's worth almost like £2,500, £3,000 to us. So that's the way we treated customers when they walked in through the door. That customer is not just one customer spending £30. He's worth £2,000, £3,000, £4,000. Yeah. And when you look at a customer that way, the level of service and respect you've got for them is next level.
Yeah. You're building that relationship with them, aren't you? Long-term relationship.
Exactly.
Because the shop's not opening today and closing in 3 months' time.
Exactly.
You're going to need to sell them a pizza next year and the year after and the year after. Yeah. Completely get you. So you're here at MotorSurf, surrounded by cars. Yep. And you bought your beautiful Bentley Mulsanne down today. So let's talk about cars in business. A little bit of an angle to it. So when did you buy this car?
I've had that car for 8 years.
Okay.
So 8.5 years.
So was that at the point where you sold
No,
Did you have it while you were running
yeah.
Mushtaqs?
Yeah.
Yeah. So what made you buy that car? Yeah, what was the thing?
The interior.
Yeah.
I think the interior of this car, for me, is the most beautiful interior I've ever seen.
Yeah.
And I couldn't care less what the exterior looked like. I couldn't care less what anyone else think. I thought just the interior of the car is just beautiful. And to drive, it is so comfortable. That's why I bought it.
Fantastic. Well, it is. It's where you sit, isn't it?
Yeah.
So it's the most important bit.
And my whole life, it's about helping. You're working for. You're going to university. You're working in a job. You're doing this. You're doing that. You're helping everyone around you. And I thought, this is my treat for me. I've worked hard. I've achieved enough, and I just want to sort of treat myself, something for me. So it was really nice.
Yeah. And since you've had it, probably in the early days, what was the reaction like?
When I bought this car, I had parking spaces in the back garden. I parked it in the back garden for 3 months. I was actually embarrassed to take it out.
Really?
Because it's just, I don't know, the green eye, the envy, the jealousy, you could detect it.
Yeah.
So I was actually embarrassed to drive this car for the first 3 months. Then just slowly you get used to it and you think, it's my car, I can drive it if I want.
Yeah.
So there is a bit of a shock reaction, that you get from other people's, opinions and you driving a car like this.
And again, let's go back to that point. They can't see the sacrifices you've made, everything, the pedaling under the water.
Yeah.
They just see.
Yeah. The sacrifice for years.
Yeah.
For years. Yeah. So on the flip side, it has got its benefits as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I had to go and buy a shop. This is about 4 years ago. I was going to lease a property for another business, and I was on the phone to the landlord. He goes, right, I need to see your 6 months bank statements. I need to get a reference. I need to get X. I need to get Y, and I need to get Z. I said, okay. Pulled up in the Bentley. Got out of the car and said, what is it you need to see from me again? He goes, oh, no, we don't need to see anything. So I thought
Really?
that was quite a good point for me for taking the car. I thought, sometimes you just need to show that, you're not just some sort of guy with a dream and you're doing okay.
Joey, that's it.
Yeah.
Would you say that, because you've got more than one vehicle at the moment,
Yeah.
do you think the car's an extension of is your tuxedo, is your black tie?
I think so, to a certain extent. I've got for the past 8 years, I've had 2 cars, right?
Yeah.
One is this, and one is one of the little delivery cars, the branded delivery cars, Toyota Aygo, right? So there's a little Boss Pizza Toyota Aygo. We had a fleet of them. I had one of them as well. And I love driving that car. A little Toyota Aygo. I actually preferred driving that car over this one.
Yeah.
Because wherever I went, I'm advertising the brand.
Yeah, exactly.
So I love that. And I had my kids are in private school and there's Range Rovers and all these fancy cars. And I'm quite happy in my little Toyota Aygo picking up the kids from school. It's all branded up Boss Pizza. So yeah, I love that. It's gone now, but I miss those days. I miss driving a branded car.
I can relate to that. When we first started with the garage, we had loads of courtesy cars. Obviously, they weren't that busy then.
Yeah.
So I used to take them home all the time. I used to use them in holidays and use them to get them advertising.
It feels good.
And it was great. It was little minis and it was brilliant.
Everywhere you go, you're actually advertising your car.
You park up in a shopping centre, advertising. Park on the side of the road.
And you know what? See, if you've not got a branded car for your business, you are potentially missing out big time. Go out there in the road right now, you won't see very many branded cars. And I've done videos on this. Having a branded car for your business is like a billboard all over town. Wherever you go, you're advertising your business. Yeah. It's fantastic.
Sometimes we're on the way to school in the morning and my sons spot our courtesy cars from about a 3-mile range.
Great.
They go, there's one of your minis. It's like, where? It's like, all the way over there. Yeah. Saw it, turned, and I saw most of the size. Like, brilliant. Yeah. So, it's true.
I've been at traffic lights and I've seen 3 of my own branded cars. One coming, one going this way, one going that way. I thought, oh, that's good. I like that.
Was that the Mushtaqs?
Yeah.
We're doing all the deliveries. Minis and deliveries, fantastic. So, with the Bentley, obviously it's 6.75 V8.
Yeah.
Yeah. When are you going to go electric? Have you gone electric with any vehicles yet?
No, I'm not a fan of electric.
Really?
Yeah, I think I like the petrol cars. I just find electric, is the infrastructure there? Do I want to go along? I've driven down from Glasgow to Birmingham.
Yeah.
Do I want to stop halfway? And how long does it take to charge an electric car?
Depends what car you got. Depends.
Tesla. Say, for example, you've got a Tesla. How long does it take?
Fast charge, I think, 20 minutes, 45 minutes, yeah.
Yeah, and then you've got to wait in queue and...
Yeah, potentially.
Yeah.
That's the unknown.
Yeah.
That's a big question mark,
Yeah.
because, there's a... You can look at it on the map and see there's a Tesla fast charger there, Planet.
Yeah.
But what if there's a 45, 1 hour, 1.5 hour queue in front
sometimes
of
you
you?
see, these charging stations and they've got a big long queue. I don't
Stacked
have time
up.
for that.
Yeah, exactly.
So I'm quite happy with driving petrol.
Did you have to stop at all on the way down?
No, just straight.
Did it on the tank?
Yeah.
Yeah, fantastic. I bet you had to stop when you got here.
It's empty now.
Yeah.
So I'm going to have to top up before I drive back to Scotland.
Yeah, but that's all right. You've
Yeah.
done the tank and then
Yeah.
driven all the way down there. You've driven around like a day so far.
Yeah.
That's
it's
good.
About 120.
Economical.
Yeah, I think it's about 120, 30 pound to fill up the tank. Yeah, so it's all right. Yeah.
We were going to, because obviously you've got the Bentley. How much does that cost to keep for a year?
Quite a lot. It's one thing affording a nice car. It's
Yeah.
another thing maintaining it. So this car went into the garage, and you know what the garage gave me as a courtesy car? A brand new Bentley Flying Spur with 15 miles on the clock.
Oh, wow.
That's when I knew the bill's going to be hefty. The bill was like £9,000.
Oh,
so when you get a brand new £250,000 car as a courtesy car to drive around while your car's in the garage, you know the bill's going to be hefty. It was about £9,000. So, but that's just the price you pay for driving a big car.
Yeah, and that was just a service bill and bits and bobs. Yeah,
bits and bobs, radiator, and a couple of other things. So
yeah.
So,
but you should say that one more time, because that's the game we're in. People buy, unfortunately, in the used car market, someone will buy a 7 Series BMW, and that car brand new, it's components, everything put together on it.
Yeah.
Nowadays it's over 100 grand, but then someone will buy one that's 5 years old.
Yeah.
The components on it still cost a lot of money.
Yeah.
Because we're all put together brand new, it's
Yeah.
100 grand plus.
Yeah.
So now on the second-hand market, even though the car's 5 years old, 6 years old, the maintenance and repairs can still be hefty.
And a couple of years ago, the car market was booming, and now it's collapsed. And you're seeing all these guys. Oh yeah, you can pick up a Porsche, this, that for X amount. Pick them up, but just be mindful of the fact that the repair bill, the servicing bill, maintenance bill could be very, very hefty.
Yeah, of course. It's £350 a corner on the tyres.
Is it?
Yeah, and like a Maserati, people are buying Maserati Ghiblis, they're buying the cars because they're very, very good value for money. A very cheap Italian sports car on the second-hand market. Brakes are £1,200 for the fronts.
Crazy.
And then and that's like at the prices they're going for now. It's 10% of the price of the car.
Yeah.
Put a set of tyres and put a set of brakes all around on that. Half the price of the car.
That's nuts.
It is ridiculous, but the people that obviously understand it, they're not looking at it. They've got a 10 grand Maserati Ghibli. They've got a 60 grand Maserati Ghibli. Yeah. And to maintain it, to put the right bits on it, to put everything on it, it's going to cost that amount. So 100% right. So, okay. So what have you got your eye on after this? Anything?
I've not even thought of that, actually.
Really?
Maybe another Toyota Aygo.
Yeah.
Another Toyota branded Aygo.
Boss Pizza one.
Yeah, Boss Pizza one, because my existing one, the lease, we get them on lease, the fleet cars, we get them on lease, and then the lease expires. So, and I don't feel so guilty about driving a 6.75 litre, because my Toyota Aygo is 1 litre, so overall it's about 3 litres, so my carbon footprint's not that bad. Yeah,
that's it. Fantastic, especially if you leave it parked up for 3 months and you're about to drive it.
Yeah.
So your first period of ownership, you had 0 carbon footprint, you bought it, but just parked it.
Yeah.
But no, fantastic. So through your career, what's been like your car journey? What did you start with? What was your what did your parents have when you were younger? Did it standard Nissans and...
Nissan Bluebird.
Yeah. Same as my dad.
Oh, right, okay, yeah. That was, 1980?
Yeah, we had 3 in a row.
Oh, right, okay, yeah.
All 3 models, we used to get the latest one.
Yeah.
It was the best car ever.
Nissan Bluebird was crazy. I think we had about 120,000 miles on the clock, and then my dad gave it to someone he knew.
Wasn't that what always happened?
Yeah.
You didn't sell them,
and then
someone in the community took it.
That guy put like another 100,000 miles on it or something. It just wouldn't die. It was just so reliable. So yeah, Dad had a Nissan Bluebird, and that was good. And then so my first car was a Vauxhall Corsa.
Everyone's had a Corsa.
Yeah, and then when I started my business, we bought the fleet of Minis for the deliveries. And then I was scooting about in them for a few years, and my wife said, come on, you're a decent businessman, you know, you should at least have a car. So then I bought an S-Class. That was in 2010.
Standard businessman car.
I'm a businessman, S-Class.
Was it a 3.2 diesel?
I can't even remember. It was about 3 litre something. It was nice, very nice. And then after that, Mercedes CLS. And then I went back to Mini.
You went from CLS back to a Mini?
No, S-Class, and then a Mercedes CLS after that. And then I went to a Mini, the 4-door Countryman type thing. Had that for a year, didn't really like that.
Yeah.
And then after that, I bought this.
So you went from Mini Countryman to...
I went from Corsa to S-Class, back down to a Mini, to a Bentley, now down to an Igo. So yeah, I'm all over the place. I'm all over the place.
Yeah. So you haven't got a brand of choice then?
Yeah, no.
Not yet. Well, the Igo, the Chocha.
Igo's nice, yeah.
The Japanese are still in you from the Nissans.
From Nissan Bluebird days, yeah.
Fantastic. So, to kind of wrap up, because I think we're coming to the end of the time now, what would be your top tips for someone out there looking to do a business or going into a venture on their own?
Don't. Business, but watch my content. 80% of my content is negative. It's all about the hardships. You know, the internet gurus are selling the dream. Everyone's making bloody £100,000 a month. Everyone's making £1 million a month. The reality is far from that. Running a business is going to drain you financially, emotionally, physically. It's enough to wipe you out, and most people would die if they actually realise how much effort's involved in the business. But if you do want to start in a business, understand the sacrifice, get ready for the journey, and then go for it. And if it goes well, you know, things can go very well, very quickly. But don't just go into it thinking, oh yeah, business is easy and we'll make loads of money.
Well, 90% fail, don't they?
Yeah.
The first 3 years.
Failure rate in business. In fact, that's a great point, Cameron. Anyone thinking of getting into business should go straight onto Google and just punch in business failure rates year 1, year 3, year 5, year 10. I think 90% of businesses don't last more than 10 years. Yeah. It's crazy.
Because they run out of a key attribute, don't they?
Yeah. It's not as glamorous a journey and lifestyle as everyone's making it out to be.
Yeah. Do you think you need to love the project you're selling to be successful in it?
Yeah, to a certain extent. I think you've got to be, I don't want to use the word passionate, but you've got to have a good level of interest in business. And then if you've got passion in a certain project, like I'm really passionate about food, it really does help. Yeah,
fantastic. I was going to say, do you love the pizzas?
Yeah, I love them. Oh,
yeah.
Yeah.
Is that your favourite takeaway?
Yeah, it is now.
Yeah, it is.
I do miss the Indian food.
I bet you got the membership card and the loyalty card.
Yeah.
For your own place. Yeah. No, fantastic. Okay, that's been really, really good. Thank you so much for your time, and thank you for making the journey. And I know you're doing a bit of a tour around Birmingham, so best of luck with the rest of your meetings and visits.
Thank you. And I'll see you tomorrow night at dinner.
Definitely.
Nice one. Thank you very much.
Thanks very much.
Yeah, nice one. Take care.
Thank you very much for watching. If you want more content like this, please like and subscribe. Hi everyone, thanks for watching the episode today. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. Please do like and subscribe to our channel, where we'll be bringing out a lot more episodes with a lot more guests in the future. Thanks very much for watching.